What up, YouTube? T-Moose here. Here is my review for HBO Max's film, The Witches. Now, when they announced a new take on The Witches, I thought, okay, it sounded pretty cool. I mean, the original with Angelica Houston is pretty sweet. So I'm interested in checking out an updated version, especially since it's directed by Rob Zemeckis, who's directed some of my favorite movies there is. You know, the Back to the Future films, Forrest Gump, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I mean, not everything he does is hits. Like, the movie he did with Brad Pitt a couple years back, Ally, that was so good. I'm one of the rare folks who was not into What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford. I did not care much about that one. So, and I also didn't mind Marwen. I know lots of people did not like Marwen, but I thought Marwen, with Steve Carell and the Dolls, I thought that was actually not as bad as most people think it should be. And he's, of course, working on a new Pinocchio film with Tom Hanks. Interested to see how that turns out. So now coming to The Witches. I thought the trailer was pretty decent. I was a tad bit disappointed that it was just going straight to HBO Max instead of going to theaters, because first Rob was making the movie to not go to theaters, by the way. So that was a little disappointing at first. But then I saw the movie. Now I see why they released it straight to HBO Max. Sad to say, it was a dumpster fire. Holy cow, I'm not gonna lie, this movie might end up being in my top 10 worst movies of the year. It's awful. I mean, this is similar to the original story. You got this orphan kid named Charlie, played by a newcomer, Jazar Bruno. And by the way, Chris Rock actually voices the older version. It was pretty cool to hear Chris Rock's voice in this. But here, Charlie, Charlie's parents tragically passed away in a car accident, and so he ends up having to live with his grandmother, played wonderfully by Octavia Spencer, who I always adore. And there, he ends up meeting some other kids there, and the grandma also realizes that there are witches here, because she knows one of them, who's a green-clad witch, played by Josette Simon. And so here, Charlie ends up going to this this mansion place, and with Stanley Tucci playing the Rowan Atkinson role of Mr. Stringer. Rowan Atkinson, by the way, in the original was pretty cool. Anywho, this time around you got Anne Hathaway portraying the Grand High Witch, replacing Angelica Houston. And Anne Hathaway, I always adore Anne Hathaway. She gets tragically amount of hate, I don't know why people hate Anne Hathaway so much. I really adore her. I've always been a fan of her. Whether you talk about Princess Diaries, the movie Havoc, Dark Knight Rises, Les Miserables, I adore Anne Hathaway. I don't know why so many people don't like her, but whatever. And so, sad to say, Anne Hathaway in this, probably the worst performance of her career. She was pretty awful in this. I'm not gonna lie, if I was ahead of the Razzie nominations, I'll actually give her a Razzie nomination for this. Her performance was awful. And, I mean, her performance was more awful in this than it was in that movie The Hustle and Serenity that both got released that year. That's how bad she was in this film. Her accent was really annoying. She did not play this character well. It's a shame, too, because if you're going to use Anne Hathaway, use her perfectly. Use her with some respect. She's awesome. And I hate how they portrayed her in this. And, of course, here, the Grand Witch ends up turning them into mices. So, there's that storyline. I mean, this thing, she ends up pretty much, has, a freaky Joker-style scar. She's been, a female Joker in this, I'll put it that way. But, yeah, the movie the movie really fell flat. I found it to be pretty boring at times. The performances wasn't all that good. I mean, to me, it's probably one of Zemeckis' worst films he's ever done. Man, I wanted to like this movie because the effects also look pretty cool. I thought the effects looked decent. This thing could have been good sadly it wasn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just saw it on TV. Maybe if I had seen theirs, maybe it would have been better. There are some movies where you watch on TV and you'll be like, maybe this movie would have been at least better if you see it on big screen. Maybe that could be it. I don't know. I'm not saying the movie will change. Like, maybe if I still have seen it in the big screen, maybe I'll still suck. But, yeah, sad to say, The Witches is one of the rare films this year I'm actually glad that it get the release. So, yeah, boy, my worst of the year list is going to be interesting. Anywho, let me leave you guys. Did you have a chance to check out The Witches? If so, what you thought of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Timu signing off.